Guys, welcome to Go For Side Effects. Everybody, I'm your host, Kevin Simon. Today I got Eric and Amanda, and both Air Force. And y'all go ahead and talk about y'all's, let's start with Amanda. Let's talk about when you were in, and then we'll go to Eric.
I joined in 2010, and I went in as medical admin. I was stationed at Eglin in Florida, and I basically was just kind of did anything that administrative wise for the hospitals there. Outpatient records. I worked in systems. I worked in the billing, and
Yeah, that's where my son was born. My oldest son was born at Eglin Air Force Base.
really,
Yeah, right outside of Destin.
yeah. I loved it there. It was beautiful.
Where all have you traveled?
That's all. I was medically retired early, so I only did 5 years.
Okay.
And so that was the only place I was ever at. But I'm a military brat. I was born in Lake and Heath, and when we came back from Lake and Heath, we went to Lubbock, closed that base, went to Austin, closed that base, and came here where we are now at Dias in Abilene, and that's where my dad retired from.
Yeah. I like Abilene, and I know we didn't get to meet when I was up there, but real good buddy of mine, Todd, basically introduced us, and and we're going to get into how he introduced us in a little while. But Eric, go ahead. I want to hear your story.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Joined in 2000. Did a full 20 years. Or as my grandfather would always say with his time, I did 20 years, 7 months, and 3 days, but who's counting?
Yeah. Now, you were over in Iraq and you dealt with the burn pits and stuff like that. Now, did y'all have to take the anthrax shot?
That was right after the whole issue with it that came about.
Right.
So they didn't force us. We could get it if we wanted to, but we didn't have to.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of lucked into that one.
Right. I most of us Desert Storm guys were not so fortunate. We didn't have a choice. They'll give you between 2 to 5. Our records show, well, I don't know what the hell we all got, but our records show a whole bunch.
Everything.
Along with everything else that we had out there.
Yeah.
Now, you dealt with the burn pits. Yeah.
Wow. And I was at Balad Air Base or LSA Anaconda, depending who you talk to. But that smoke would roll right into all the living quarters, and that's just where it would stay, is what it seemed like. And it was thick, like thick fog.
Yeah.
So
and see what was
fun.
Yeah, and what was crazy with us, the storm vets, is when we got out there, I wouldn't say it was thick in the very beginning, but as time grew with all the oil wells and then, all the burn pits and then us blowing up all the, weapons of mass destruction and everything, over time it just built up and up. I think that's been a bigger problem that y'all are like what you facing right now, is because the chemicals later on is what affects you. A lot of us have like neurological problems, and luckily you haven't had to deal with that. And I did say it's coming. I hope it doesn't, but she's over there going, "Oh, please don't."
I appreciate the heads up, though.
Yeah, yeah. And what
keep an eye on.
Well, and what a lot of guys, I think that I found, and I've talked to other couples that have dealt with, I've never had 2 veterans who were married on. So congratulations, y'all are the first. But y'all see each other struggle. And so you've seen what he struggled through. And what all were you diagnosed with, Eric?
Me? Eric.
I don't know.
Everything.
A whole bunch of stuff.
I in December of 20 is when he started his VA stuff and going through everything. But he kind of gave, since I knew a lot of it, because the medical evaluation board was also part of my job while I was in. And so I knew a lot more of like the medical, because he's a maintainer. So he didn't really care.
Aircraft maintenance, I was on the flight line. If it had wrenches or,
So
jet fuel and oil, I'm good. But anything other than that,
I handled most of it.
Same.
And December 2020 is, because he retired in April 2021. In December 2020, we started his VA claim, and he had gone through all his appointments and everything. And then we were sitting there as the end of March. He finally retired in April, and we'd been waiting and waiting and waiting. He had done all of his appointments, everything for the VA, said that everything was good. And then in August, I called the VA and I'm going, why is he? Well, apparently they diagnosed him with COPD back in March and was trying to find somebody to do the pulmonary function test for him, but didn't tell us about it. So we've been fighting that now, and they're diagnosing the COPD based off of the burn pits and the war lungs on him.
Right.
So we're still trying to find somebody, because nobody wants to do the breathing tests because of COVID. And we only have a CBOC here. And so it's been a mess.
The other issue we've always been having too is like, well, we have to get special permission to go somewhere that's further than 100 miles from where you live. And it's like, we're in Abilene. Everything is over 100 miles, no matter what. But
I think the next place y'all go to, is either Lubbock or
Big Spring. It's gonna be Big Spring
or
Fort Worth.
And so the one doctor that they approved to do his pulmonary function test is in San Angelo, and that's like 89 miles away. It's less than 90 miles. Well, they're not doing it because of COVID. And so then the VA was like, we have to get special permission to find a pulmonologist somewhere else. They have to be approved, and then they have to be credentialed with us. And I'm like, you know what? Just forget about it. We'll use his TRICARE and we'll send y'all the report. And so that's what we're trying to do right now, but it's still.
That makes it a mess. I do know, because when I did my sleep apnea test, TRICARE paid for it.
Yeah.
And so instead of the VA, TRICARE said, no, we'll go ahead and we'll take it. And I still haven't got my damn report. It's been almost 2 years.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
I don't know what the hell I have.
Yeah. There's no telling.
And I'm still waiting on this other part of this test they got to do, and it's somewhere in Fort Worth. I'm going to have to go and do it. So
right. And with you, Amanda, being able to, it's so funny. I'm not looking at the camera. I'm literally looking at you on it. But with you being in the medical part and all that stuff, you kind of know how to get the filing going, the stuff that needs to be done. So are you using a VSO officer?
No, we did when he first filed. So they ended up closing his case without the COPD diagnosis.
Okay.
Because we could not get the test, the PFT test. And then there's another, an EGD and a couple other things he's going to have to do. So they closed his case. And so that was with the VSO, and that was with him out processing and all his stuff. So I have personally done my own claim. My second claim after my first claim was while I was in, when they med boarded me out. And so I kind of know a lot of how to do that. So I can do his second claim with the COPD if I need to. But I mean, we have some pretty good VSOs here.
Yeah, that's what I would use. I always use a VSO officer, because it's just one minor mistake on a piece of paper and you got to start the whole damn process again. It's so dumb. Well, it's like, why can't you just put it in yourself? It's written right there. Boom.
Yeah.
Well, now, I remember when she first started her second claim, she went onto the website, through the VA website, and was just kind of looking around and be like, what do I got to do? Couldn't figure it out, went to the VSO, and he looked at her, he's like, you already got a claim started. And she's like, I didn't start anything. He's like, well, according to the website, you did.
Oh, yeah. See, that's crazy. When I get in there, the VA.gov, I don't even press the damn button anymore, because somehow I ordered all my records. I didn't even know I ordered my records, and I'm just
he said that, and this was a couple of years ago, but he said that anytime you go in there and look at any sort of claim thing, like how to do it, it automatically starts a claim, whether you want to or not. And I'm like, well, that's ridiculous, because now you got to fight to close this claim because you didn't need it or whatever. And it's the VA website is
yeah, but it has a lot of good information, because are you on the burn pit registry? Oh, that
I have
look
to
means
check
no.
that because I did it a while ago.
Okay, so you did sign up for it, and so you should be on it. And okay, that's good, because I guess later on it's gonna. To me, this is what my personal opinion. I can't. Nobody take me at my word for this, but I truly believe that we'll be like the Agent Orange, the Vietnam guys. What will end up happening, they'll say, yes, he was in that region. He has COPD. He has this. He has that. He has this. We're going to cut him a check back to this date. I do think that's going to end up happening eventually. We may be all dead by then, but with the way the VA works.
Yeah. Well, how long did it take them to do the Agent Orange one?
Right. Well, I went yesterday, and this is going to shock everybody. So I go yesterday, and I'm talking to my primary, which I really like her. And I asked her, this nurse walked in, and she started asking me all these questions that had nothing to do with anything I was diagnosed with. And I was kind of like, oh, okay, may I ask why? She said, first, I need to know one thing. I want to see your vaccine card. And I looked at her and said, excuse me? And I said, I don't have my vaccine card on me. I said, she goes, well, are you vaccinated? I said, well, I got COVID. I got the Johnson & Johnson, and then I got COVID again.
Oh, right. Lord.
And she goes, I need to see proof. I mean, she was chewing my butt. My doctor had to come in and literally almost separate us. Right there. I mean, this was just this was yesterday. And I was like, I looked at the doctor and she goes, don't worry about that. They're now saying that what they think is going to happen is for the people that are getting any type of disability, any type of care, it looks like down the pipeline, they're going to make it mandatory that everybody's going to have to be vaxxed. And I was like, well, what kind of crock of crap is that? I mean,
we're no longer in the military. We are no longer a part of
right.
Do as you're told, and this is our own decision to make. That's ridiculous.
Exactly. And that kind of bothered me. So then my doctor, after she shooed her out, me and her got in a really good conversation about everything I've been diagnosed with. And, the one thing I will tell you, Eric, it's really important. Even though you got everything on TRICARE, do you have the My Healthy Vet? The My Health Vet? Okay. You need, because you should have a primary care. You need to make sure everything you have, COPD, is all in your progress notes. And I'm sure, Amanda, you know that as well as I do.
Yeah.
If they don't count it if it's not. Yeah. I got tremors and essential tremors. So if I go to file on that, it has to be in my progress notes, so they won't even look at it.
Yeah.
Right. Now, do y'all use, like when they send you for the compensation part of it, is it LHI, VES? Y'all know who y'all deal with when y'all go in there and they're evaluating you? Do they send you?
QTC?
Yeah.
Y'all are lucky.
I wouldn't say that.
Is it?
Well, hey.
They didn't tell us anything either.
Yeah, they're the ones that I originally was having issues with because they never
really.
They never said, because that's who he went through all his appointments with. And when I called the VA asking about his claim, I ended up having to call QTC asking them, and they're saying, "Oh, well, we're waiting on the VA to approve further distance because QTC said that we can only be."
They weren't sending anything to the VA until they had all of it.
Yeah. And they were not going to enter with the COPD. And I said, then that's fine. Well, let's file the claim and we'll do another one later with the CO. And we did. And I mean, it worked out great, but we went 6 months with nobody telling us what we were supposed to be doing. If we would have known he needed this specific test, we would have really I would have fought for it. That's just
right.
And we didn't
phone
tell
calls,
us.
Pushed a little more, whatever.
How long were you out there in Iraq?
I was out there for it was like 4.5 months. I mean, it wasn't huge.
Right, but think about that, 4.5 months. When most of us that are watching the program were out there, we were there from 90 all the way to 93. We'd have breaks where, like my ship, I got out there 90, left 91, went back out 92 for Southern Watch, went to a volcano, in the Philippines. So I spent 4 years at war.
Tours. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I spent all years at wartime, which the money was great, but the consequences was not later on.
Right.
Everything. But it's amazing. 4.5 months. Look what you went through. And this is how many years later? 10 years later.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. And it's like, I wish our government would just come out and say, hey, guys, look, this is what y'all were exposed to. In the burn pits, y'all are exposed to these metals, paints, mustard gas, sarin gas. I mean, with me doing this program, I've learned that I've been sprayed by mustard gas, sarin gas. I mean, and stuff that they never came out and told us. Till this day, they still haven't came out and told us.
Yeah. Well, then Balad or, Anaconda, they had that was a huge hospital there before they sent them off to like Qatar or wherever. So that was like your immediate one. So there's a lot of medical waste that got thrown out there.
Oh, so. Yes. Don't you know? And then all the bodies that were just buried under the sand. I mean, Go For Side Effects is sponsored by Wild Branch Products. Wild Branch is a truly pure cannabis oil. They make CBD containing 0.00% THC and no carrier oils. Use Wild Branch oils and salves to calm, cool, and soothe your body, leaving you pain-free. I can tell you, using this product, I was able to go to Santa's Wonderland with my family. I put on a salve. I used the oils. I was able to walk for hours. I believe in this product 100%. Use promo code GWI podcast for 15% off. Use promo code GWI podcast for 15% off. Click the link below. Thank you. Now back to the show. That's the thing I'm going to feel bad about the younger generation that's going in now. I mean, I already feel sorry for them anyway, with everything they got to deal with, but I do. I feel sorry for that generation with everything going on with what's going on in Ukraine, with what's going on still in Afghanistan, what's going on in Iraq. Mm-hmm. There's so much out there that I want these guys to be prepared. When they see this program, I want them to go and say, well, okay, let's talk about what happened to the Iraqi guys, all the Gulf War veterans. Is that going to happen to us? Or I'm going to go over there and, I want them to be able to start asking questions.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you should, because when I went in there, I signed on the dotted line, didn't think twice. I mean, made terrible score on my ASVAB, had to get permission to go in. I got a waiver to go in. That's how bad. At least the Navy took me. Air Force was like, I don't even think the Army would have taken me at that time.
Oh, man. It was bad.
Yeah. Well, I laughed because my first score was, I think I made a 42, and then I made a 76, and then the last test they gave me was not but airplanes. I made a 28. And these guys are like, well, I don't understand how you did so good on the second one and not the third one. Well, probably because I'm still in high school and you're giving me nothing but airplane questions I have no idea about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, and I was like, look, I'm not going home until I for sure get in, I can sign up.
Something.
So an Air Force and an Army generals wavered me in. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I give the Air Force and Army guys some credit there,
Yeah.
But, and then, so how we ended up meeting was through a really good buddy of mine that I grew up with. He's my best friend growing up. His name was Todd. And, for all purposes, I won't say last name or anything, but they met y'all and Todd bought something from y'all and to give to me. And I thought it's the coolest thing, everybody. I got to show y'all this. Now, this is whenever I put down today that, to me, this is a veteran-owned company. 2 veteran-owned companies. That's the way I look at it. And so I'm going to show them mine before y'all go into this.
Okay.
This is what I got made for me. and I'm going to move the microphone up out of the way so they can see. It has the Navy emblem on there and everything. But this is a coin flag, pretty much, right?
Yeah, we're holding the challenge coins. Yep.
Yeah, challenge coins. And I mean, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
So when we met whenever I moved back to Texas from Florida, and I bought my house, and then we met on Tinder. And so we met, and I told him whenever he moved in and then we got married, I said, I want something where we can both display our coins, because it's something that we both worked hard for. And, you know, I got 3 coins from my commander because of things I did throughout my, you know, career and stuff. And I said, this is what I want, and I want to hang it up on my fireplace. And he was like, okay. And I said, what can we do? And that's basically what ended up being is, and it's kind of hard to see, but because it's really far away, but this is, and he came up and he goes, how about this? And I said, that's perfect. And it has all of our challenge coins on it, and we can display it. And
mine were in a Crown Royal bag.
yeah, they were sitting in a corner in a Crown Royal bag.
I mean, I'm sorry to say, that's a good bag.
Oh, I still have the bag.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some big coins in the bag that we couldn't put on the board. So
yeah, I mean, it looks pretty filled up. I mean, that is really cool. But
Yeah.
what else do y'all make?
I do tumblers. It's one I've been drinking out of, and it says Love Texas on this. One of my favorites that I've made for Eric was it's an Air Force one. So it says Air Force at the top, and then it's got the flag around it.
Yeah, that's cool. That is so cool.
So I've got a bunch of different types of things like this. This one's a bullet thermos.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Yeah. It's just like a little thermos. And then I've got one that's also like a shotgun shell, which is pretty cool. The same thing.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, isn't that neat? And it's just a
Yeah.
thermos. You can drink out of it like that.
And then, okay, people in Texas, we play a lot of cornhole.
Yes.
And so,
Yep.
Eric, I want you to explain to them what the colors are on your cornhole board.
So this is one that we put together, and we got it's the thin, all based off the thin blue line, but this has got a whole bunch of them. So you got the green one down here for military, the white was for the medical. Obviously, you got the blue for the police, red for fire department. Yellow, I believe, was the border patrol.
Gray was corrections.
Yeah, correction officers.
Okay. That is really cool.
So, and these are regulation size. They're 2 feet by 4 feet, and they're pretty heavy duty.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
for most people that don't know what cornhole is, you throw bean bags. It's a bean bag. Just to let y'all know, you set them across and you play bean bags. That's what it is. That's cornhole.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's travel horseshoes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So-
it's another game besides washers
Yes,
and everything. Do y'all make washer boards and all that? Can y'all make washer boards and
I
stuff?
can. I haven't yet, but I can. Haven't had anybody ask for any.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
He does all of the woodworking, and I do the tumblers and shirts. Like this one says veteran on it. I've made a couple different types of shirts, and then we both kind of go together and work together also to do stained glass.
That is awesome.
And so it's little, and then we, for Christmas one year for my aunts and my mom and my sister, we made them this heart.
Texas Heart.
Yep.
Oh,
So
that
I
is
think that one is Heart of America.
Heart of
actually.
America.
Heart
Yeah.
of America. I'm calling
Yep.
Texas Heart right now.
Hey, it works out too. You speak Texas, right?
Yeah, hey, and what I like about bringing you on, this is a veteran-owned company. This is y'all getting out there making patriotic stuff, not just for, just the branches, but fire departments, police. I mean, all of us are,
Oh, yeah.
we all do a service out
Actually,
there.
I've actually done quite a few of the cornholes with linemen for the
Yep.
electricity.
Yep.
Oh,
Wind
that is
turbine.
cool.
Yep.
Yep.
Lineman.
So
Yep.
So if people want to order y'all's products, how can they order the products?
So they can. We have a Shopify account, which is on our Facebook page, and our Facebook page is Peaslee's Custom Designs. And you can go on there and you can hit my link and order from there, or you can message me on there. It's the same on Instagram and TikTok. And it's just kind of one of those things that normally you message me and you say, hey, I need this, this, and this, and I put something together and just kind of go with it. But that's
do you use a Cricut?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool. See, I know some stuff.
Yeah.
And also, I'm gonna also put a link on our Facebook page that
That'd be great.
veterans and everybody can go in and order, because almost everybody out there, they want to help a veteran's business.
Yeah.
You know, this is basically a mom and pop veteran business.
Yep.
And I do want to focus the show on that too. Is that, you know, y'all out there, y'all are doing stuff, y'all just ain't sitting at home doing nothing.
Yeah.
You know.
I'd go insane. I can't sit still.
No.
So.
Yeah, I'm the
He
same
cannot
way.
sit still. He cannot sit still. I can, but since we started our business, it's gotten a little harder for me to just sit all day long. Sometimes I'm like, all right, I feel like I need to be doing something. But yeah, I mean, I have a room that's just dedicated just to that area. He's got a shed out back for his woodwork. I've got another shed for my epoxy on my cups, and we work all the time.
That is fantastic. That is awesome. Yeah. And then, I mean, let's say somebody wants to, like what Todd ordered for me with the Navy stuff. Somebody wants an Army emblem, and y'all can do all that and everything. So that is really.
If you have a picture of it, we can probably make something happen.
Yeah.
We mailed out another Navy one to a man in Norfolk on Friday.
Yep.
And he got it and he loves it. And did the exact same thing, except his emblem was in white. And then we mailed out one today for first responders in a place in Missouri. And it was a small one, and it had he sent me their logo for their company, their city, because it's a really small town in Missouri. And I just printed out that logo and we put it on the coin holder and sent it out.
Oh yeah. I mean, I tell you what, whenever I got this, because when he told me, I got something made for you, I was kind of like, oh, okay. And I saw it. I mean, I'm telling you, the detail in it is just unbelievable. I'm making a lot of noise. It's just awesome. And
Eric does a very good job.
Yes, I love it. I mean, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be nice if you put your coins on it.
Oh, yes. And I'm also going to put my Bosa Made pipe on there. I got quite a few things I'm going to put on there. But people want you to spell the website.
Oh, it's Peaslee's. It's P like Papa, EASLEE. And it's Peaslee's Custom Designs. And that's on Facebook. And then our Shopify, I don't know it offhand. It's the same thing, but it's like it got the Shopify thing on it. It's weird. But my link is on our Facebook page.
On the Facebook page?
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody go to their Facebook page. I want y'all to support them. I want y'all to get out there and let's get some orders. And I mean, I think it's fantastic, especially with everything you're going through, Eric, and all the help that you're doing and all the medical stuff you've been through, Amanda. I mean, us veterans got to stick together.
Oh, yeah.
And I think this is one of the best ways. And it sounds like that she's the mama bear.
She's been a huge help with, especially with the medical stuff. If I was doing this on my own.
Oh, no. When we first started dating,
lost.
I told him, I said, you're getting ready to retire in a few years. You need to start going to the doctor for everything. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you broke your toenail. You need to go to the doctor for everything. Document.
And that's true. That's what I tell a lot of young guys when they're going in. It's like, look, if you stub your toe, go in for it.
Yep.
If you break a fingernail, go in for it. If you break your arm, definitely, you have to go in for it. But don't hide your pains.
Yeah.
See, and that's the hardest part with being maintainer on the working on aircraft. I mean, it's you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Because like when I was in, and I probably told the story, well, not very much, but I remember one night I woke up and it was about 2:00 in the morning, and it felt like somebody was just taking a knife and just rubbing it right in my back. So I walk into medical and I'm crawling on all fours, and they're like, "What is wrong with you?" And I said, "I don't know, man. There's something bad going on." And then they're like, "All right." So they try to stand me up and they take an x-ray and they're like, "Oh, you got a kidney stone." So what do? They give me a strainer and tell me to go pee. And I'm like, yeah. So then they hook me up with fluids, no pain medicine. I don't know about y'all, but when I was in, they did not believe in pain medicine on board a ship.
We have vitamin M, Motrin.
Oh, yeah, Motrin. No, we didn't get that. We got Tylenol.
You lopped your hand off, here's some Motrin.
Yeah. Take some ibuprofen. Yeah.
We called it kerchief candy,
I mean, you're right, because all they do, like when I got my wisdom teeth pulled, nope, no shots, no nothing. They pulled 4 wisdom teeth with no shots. Gave me 2 Tylenol and told me get back to work.
It's insane. They always do. I had the hardest time the last year of my career because my neck was hurting really bad and nobody believed me. And for 9 months, I was in excruciating pain constantly. And I was getting my neck cracked and my back cracked by the chiropractor. They ended up finally doing an MRI. Well, I had a bulging disc pushing on my spinal cord in my neck. And I'm like, it took me 9 months to get to this point. I'm lucky I'm not paralyzed with all the adjustments that they were doing. But it's so crazy how military does not believe that anybody's hurting for anything.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they think it's an excuse to get out of PT.
Exactly.
Right.
What it is.
Well, I remember the first day we got this brand new doctor. She was an ensign. She comes on board and, everybody says hi to her. Well, I didn't say hi to her. I went in there with no skin, and you could see part of bones on my hands because I was holding a tending line. And the other ship didn't, when they yelled avast, they didn't stop. I stopped. And it was on a winch. And you see the cartoons where it looks like smoke's coming up? That crap is real. We weren't wearing gloves or nothing. I walked in there and I was holding my hands. Everybody else is screaming. I'm too busy going, what the heck just happened? So she goes in and she's like, get me the 6 biggest boiler techs you can get. And I'm like, why? And she's like, I'm so sorry. And man, they held me down and she poured iodine and took a wire brush and started scrubbing them. Oh. She covered it up with gauze. And this is a God's honest true story. I had gauze. I mean, I look like my hands were about that big around.
Oh my gosh.
And gauze. And I go walk out there. My boatswain's like, come over here. He's like, paint that one red and paint that one green. You're now our signalman. Oh. So I'm out there, doing all these hand signs out there. Didn't know what the heck I was doing. But it's like, get back to work.
Yeah. Who cares?
Well, you can't do that, so we're going to have you do this.
Yeah.
Right. And so my wife and kids don't understand, like, if I'll have a kidney stone, because I've had 36, 2 operations, and I'll go into work after getting home from the hospital at 4:00 in the morning. By 7:00, I'm cutting hair. And they're like, why? And I'm like, that's how they built me.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, hey, we're a whole different breed.
Yeah.
But thank y'all so much for coming on to the show. Is there anything else that y'all like to talk about or bring up?
Nothing I can think of
at
the moment.
Think of anything. I really do appreciate you.
Yeah. Yes. And if you need any help on any part of the claims or being heard or anything, let us know. I got
Yeah.
a group of guys out there that can help out, on our Facebook page and everything on Go For Side Effects. You can always pop me a question. You got my phone number now.
Yeah.
But if y'all have any questions whatsoever, please contact me.
Awesome.
Definitely will.
Yeah, we
Thanks.
had a great time. This was a lot of fun.
Yes,
First
yes.
time I've ever done something like this, so
Yeah.
I was nervous, but
No need to be nervous. It's
I
just,
enjoyed it.
yeah. Well, thank y'all so much for coming on to the program. And hopefully I'll have y'all back on to have a new, woodworking and everything.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. We'll take it.
All right. Well, thank you
Thanks for
very
having
much.
us.
All right, thanks,
All
Kevin.
right. Thank you. Bye.
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 Y'all please go to my website at goforsideeffects.wordpress.com or email me at kevinsimon@goforsideeffects.com. And please help support this podcast and the veterans by clicking on the link below. Thank you for your support.